Hello everyone, welcome to Nuketown. Before the video starts, I would like to give a little shout out to my boy Shadow over here. Say hi.
Somebody saw me. Yes, I'm locked in his
Okay, be
basement.
quiet. Okay,
Here's
be
my
quiet, be
family.
quiet, be quiet. Anyways, in this video, we're gonna have some timestamps in the description, and maybe in the comments, I'm gonna be answering a few questions. And make sure to check the description actually, because I'm gonna have more socials like my Discord on if you guys want to be in my next videos. And it's going to have all the information about every single ability, but this video will be covering every single ability in Vampire Hunters 2 Remake. Now, this map I actually built this map for the game, and if you go join their Discord server, you could try to beg them to add the game, or add the map, because this is Nuketown Remake that I made, and it would be freaking cool if they added new maps, because the map rotation is looking a little bit dry. Arda, you gotta do something about it. Anyways, enjoy the video. This is me and Shadow signing off. Bye bye. Starting off with Invisibility. Now, Invis cost about 18,000 credits in the store. Basically, what Invis does is that it makes you able to go invisible, but not completely invisible. You appear as little sparkly things. And on the bottom right corner, you'll see a little invisibility ability tab with a percentage on the bottom. It will display how much time of invis you have, depending on whether you hold R long, or, you know. So basically, holding R makes you invisible, but ever so slightly invisible. You leave particles everywhere you run, and you have a limited time to be invisible. When you're invisible, you could still take damage from guns, obviously. Otherwise, they'd be pretty broken. That's practically invincibility. That's pretty much it for invisibility. And you could do some pretty crazy stuff with it. Just spam it. Next up, we have teleportation. Teleportation is just an ability that is it's good. It's actually pretty good. So basically, teleportation, you get this whenever you press R, you get this little circle thing, and it says click to teleport. Anywhere where your mouse is, you will teleport. So let's say if I wanted to teleport right next to my alt account, it will bring me right over here, near him. I don't think there is a limit for teleporting, but there is a 25-second long cooldown. So that is teleportation. Diamond skin, or Adamantine skin. Diamond/Adamantine skin will let you survive more than 2 shots, making it 3 shots total. It also prevents bleeding. Adamantite skin gives you an ability other than diamond skin, making you form crystals around your body that, if shot, will tank 100% of the damage, but you can still get shot in the body, making it somewhat okay. Just hope that they shoot the crystals other than yourself. Also, Adamantite skin has a long cooldown of, I believe, 35 seconds. So it's alright compared to the other abilities that you might want to pick in this list. Diamond skin is also 30,000 credits. Next up, we have Hyper Regeneration, or Regeneration if you don't have level 100. This is Regeneration. Regeneration, once upon getting shot, you take more damage, prevents bleeding, and you slowly recover your HP to back to 100. But if you reach level 100 and obtain Hyper Heal, which is an upgrade, whenever you bite players, you will gain blood. And blood is used to heal faster, hence Hyper Heal. The cooldown will vary depending on how much HP you heal. So if you heal, let's say, from 0 to 1 to 100, then it would take a horribly long time
for the cooldown to take effect. But it's pretty broken, and it's one of the most useful abilities in this game if you have hyper healing. Next on the list, we have Venom. Venom being worth 18k credits. Venom users typically are just trying to figure out the game. Alright. Venom's ability is a damage type ability where you throw acid, you spit acid in any direction, any distance, and people who are in the acid take rapid damage. Like, I mean really quick. Like, this is my alt account. He's only been standing there for a few seconds, and he's already dead. That's about Venom. You could keep people inside the Venom by just biting them and holding them in and not letting them escape. So, it's pretty broken. It's alright. I wouldn't say broken, but that's Venom. Next up, we have Shapeshifter / Disguise. Disguise cost about 6k in the store, which is actually one of the most cheapest abilities. And it has an upgrade called Shapeshifter. Now for Disguise and Shapeshifter, in order to take someone's identity, you have to grab them and you have to kill them. And you have to make sure you click on their dead body. Now upon killing somebody, you could activate your ability and click on their dead body, taking their full form, even being able to become them in chat. So now I'm Hema instead of JD. I should have typed it earlier, but it's fine. And this could really throw some people off. Like, let's go to my the fellow detective here. He doesn't even know what's going on. I just took. Well, I guess you can take people's identity that way. That works too. And that is a Disguise and Shapeshifter. Next up, we got Heat Seeking, an ability I really despise because nobody uses this goddamn ability and it's overpriced. Now, Heat Seeking is 24,000 credits, and it identifies survivors across the map by sensing their heat signatures. And personally, I've never ever probably used this in any case scenario because it's useless unless you don't know any of the maps. So it's only good if you're new to the game. Alright, now Heat Seeking is an ability that if you were to hold R, you could see every single player from across the map, even including through walls. Now, why do I say this is a bad ability? Is because it's not useful for long term, unless you're new to the game. Now, when you're new to the game, you don't really know any of the map layout unless you use Heat Seeking as a vampire ability. The thing about Heat Seeking is that when you hold R, it slows you down, but it does show you where every single player is on the map, through walls even. So it's kind of good if you're new to the game. And that is about Heat Seeking. Next, we have Freeze. Now, Freeze is 21k credits in the store, and it's a pretty good ability, to say the least. Now, for Freeze, it's pretty self-explanatory to the description. You throw a long-range projectile that freezes enemies, and the projectile is kind of like really long range, so even from over here I could hit my alt account. And it practically just freezes them for a bit and slows them down tremendously. And it still does passive damage. Hey! And that's Freeze. Next on the list we have Fake Gun. Fake Gun only costing 12,000 credits, being one of the best starter abilities for head-on combat for how cheap it is compared to Heat Seeking. I mean, Heat Seeking's good, if you don't know anything, but it's like it requires you to grind up to there. As is for Fake Gun, I feel like the prices should be switched. But this is Fake Gun, 12,000 credits. Now the reason why I say Fake Gun is super good being at its price is because the ability makes you imitate death, making you completely invisible, and gives you a small speed boost. And that's about it for Fake Gun. Supersonic slash ultrasonic. Supersonic slash ultrasonic being only priced at 12,000 credits and being able to upgrade to ultrasonic at a level of, I'm pretty sure 65. It's a pretty good ability as well. It actually matches up with Fake Gun and the other starter abilities that are really good, such as Teleportation being competing against Invisibility, Supersonic competing against Fake Gun, and so and so. So this is Supersonic, 12,000 credits. Supersonic slash ultrasonic. Supersonic is not as good as compared to ultrasonic, but ultrasonic just adds a small little detail to the ability. So Supersonic allows you to shout really loud, making everybody ragdoll to the floor for a small period of time. And it force drops weapons, so it's actually really good on Juggernaut, especially Juggernaut. Ultrasonic, however, can cause fear and does 20 damage to a player. It causes ear bleeds. And it force drops the gun that I mentioned. It also does 20 damage. And that's it for about ultrasonic. Next up, we got a pretty funny vampire ability. We have Volatile. Now, have you ever wanted to blow up like a creeper and just kind of come out of the blue and like be absolutely a menace to everybody in the server? For the low price of 24,000 credits, you could detonate yourself and blow up, causing an explosion to kill any nearby survivors. And you can't even use it more than once per round. I present you Volatile. Now for Volatile, it's a completely weird ability because you only get to use it once per round, but typically it's pretty good when you're trying to whip out crowds of enemies. All you have to do is wait for everyone to crowd up in one little spot and just activate your ability. It will literally kill everybody in the server, or whoever's in range. Here's a small demonstration, actually. Oh. That's Volatile. You literally just blow up and the game just finishes. Well, not really. You still have to kill everybody if they're not in range. But that's Volatile. Next up, we got Overpowered. One of my favorite ones, actually. Now, the reason why Overpowered is one of my favorite abilities is because it requires some skill. It requires some skill to use without, it's like a vampire ability without any ability. Overpowered being priced at 42,000 credits makes you stronger and faster. Now, I've had a few games where Overpowered is actually really, really broken. But keep in mind, it does not make you, it still takes 2 shots to kill you, unlike Diamond Skin taking 3 shots to kill you. But Overpowered is, I think it's best if I just show you how this thing works. Now Overpowered, it's pretty self-explanatory. As soon as you press V, your passive abilities lock on. Now the passive abilities is extra speed and extra kill time. And I think it's harder to escape Overpowered vampires. Now, you're just a little bit faster, so it makes dodging a little bit better, and you literally outrun literally anybody. But that's not even the wonders of this, ability. You kill enemies nearly 3 times faster
as a normal vampire ability would. I'm sorry, Shadow. I'm sorry I had to kill Jimmy like that. Anyways, that is overpowered. Next up, we got Homichlophobia. For those who cannot pronounce it, it's Homichlophobia. Homichlophobia, costing around 24,000 credits, is a pretty simple vampire ability. Let's get into it. Homichlophobia, or fog, as it says on the bottom right, is an ability that just creates fog except for whoever casts it. So if you're using Homichlophobia with a teammate, don't worry, he will not be able to see the fog as well. But all you really do is just create fog, as it says. It has a 40-second cooldown, and I'm going to show you what exactly it looks like to be in the fog. Now this is what it looks like to be in the fog. Now I'm on my alt account. Oh, there goes the fog. I have no materials on, but that's what it looked like to be covered in fog, and that's about Homichlophobia. What the heck? Next up, we got Iron Skin, one of my favorite ones. Iron Skin only costing 12,000, being one of also the best vampire abilities to unlock at the beginning of the game because of its ability. Let's get into it. Iron Skin. Iron Skin is a pretty basic ability. It just basically makes you immune when you activate it, making you deflect bullets as soon as you use it. As you see, I negated 100% of the damage actually, and you get a pretty nice cooldown of like 10 seconds maybe, which is actually really solid, which makes you able to just keep using it, basically spam it. So that's Iron Skin. Avenge Jimmy. Next up, we have Flame, one of my favorite abilities from the OG game. Flame only costing 21,000 credits in the shop, and being able to fire a short-range burning projectile that explodes on impact, and it lingers fire on the floor for whoever steps on it. Actually takes fire damage, which is actually pretty cool. So let's get into it. Now Flame is a pretty good ability, making you able to fire it's pretty self-explanatory, fire a fireball from long range, dealing damage on impact and exploding on impact. It doesn't one-tap your enemies like Volatile does, but obviously that would be too broken. But here's fire. Fireball or flame, however you want to call it. Now Hema's on fire. And the cooldown's pretty long, being at like 25 seconds long, so that's about flame for you. Next up, I have, unfortunately, Clone Master / Clone. Clone, costing 12,000 credits, an astonishing 12,000 credits for how bad this fucking ability is. I personally do not like this ability. And Clone Master doesn't do anything better, but let me just explain what these two abilities do. Form two identical copies of yourself which rush towards the nearest survivor, stunning them. With Clone Master, it goes to 3 identical copies of yourself which deal damage, each clone dealing 12 damage, and you summon 3 of them, and it stuns players, the nearest players, so it's okay, I guess, if you really want to go all out. But this is Clone. 12,000 credits, by the way. Alright, now Clone Master, I really don't like this ability because the upgraded version of Clone really messed this up. Now, Clone Master makes you summon 3 clones instead of 2, and each clone deal damage, and they don't stun nearby players anymore. So this is literally what it does. It doesn't even do that much damage. It does like 12.66666 damage per clone, I think. And it doesn't even stun them. It literally just does damage. Like, he just got away. Like, where did Shadow go? And that's about it for Clone Master. Oh,
Next up, we got a semi oddball kind of ability. We got time. Now, time costs about 30k credits in the store, and it's kind of gimmicky. Not kind of gimmicky like as in it's too much. I mean gimmicky as in it's kind of fun to use, because it, as it says right here, manipulate time to your advantage. But you know, it doesn't give you that much detail, and this is why I'm making this kind of video to show what each ability does. But it costs 30,000 credits, which is okay, I guess, because of the way this ability works. It has a bunch of features to show, which I'm about to get into like right now. Now, this is time. Time will grant you the ability to manipulate time, obviously. One of them being able to, so whenever you press R, you could activate your ability and spawn in a time anchor. What your time anchor will do is it will save everything that you've done in this time. Now, your time anchor will run out in 13 seconds. So, when your time anchor runs out, your time clone will run out. I'm going to try to, using time, you could put someone back into time and put them in your own time anchor. Or you could go back into time, doing yada yada, all that. Now, the best way to use time, personally, in my opinion, is the healing time anchor. Because, you see, as time, you get shot twice, you're dead, like every other normal vampire. But as time, you could save your time up here. I'm gonna need my little assistant to shoot me. And as you see, I'm bleeding and I'm low, but if I go back into time, I lose my bleeding and I heal back to 100, just how I saved it last time. And that's about it for time. I'm not going to show the other uses for it because it's actually so much and it's actually useless. So that's time. Next up we have is Thunder. Now, Thunder costs 42,000 credits in the store. And basically what it does, you could summon lightning to struck your enemies, and each lightning strike does 20 damage. And there is a few things I heard about Thunder. You could buff your teammates, and another one where it's Thunder is more effective when it's raining, but I don't know if that is actually a thing. That's for you guys to test out. I'm just here to show what the ability does. Even though I am supposed to show you all the uses for the abilities, I'm not going to test out those theories. Next up, we have Thunder. Now, as I said last clip, I don't know if it actually does get stronger during rainy time, or whatever you call it, when it rains. And I know it does buff your teammates though. I know it electrifies them and speeds them up, but basically what Thunder does, you could stand from like right over here and cast lightning from anywhere. Each strike doing 20 damage. And I'm pretty sure it just keeps striking, but for some reason it's only striked once in one spot. But this is lightning. You just cast lightning at, like, you could literally stand behind the wall. You could stand anywhere. It has unlimited range. You could cast it from any spot anywhere, and I know you could buff your teammates with it, so that's lightning. Next up we have wind / double jump. Double jump only costing 16,000 credits, allows you to just double jump. It's pretty passive, the cooldown isn't that long, and it's actually quite useful, and it upgrades to wind, which is an ability that it just allows you to do crazy stuff with stuff. I might as well I think it's best if I just show you what it does. Now, wind is being pretty self-explanatory, and / double jump. You literally get to double jump. It makes noises. You can't constantly double jump, but you get to double jump, and when you press R, you could actually perform a dash. A quite frequent dash, actually. You could dash in, I think, any direction. And that's basically what wind does. Just allows you to dash and double jump. So it gives you 2 passive abilities, which is pretty cool. So you could dodge actually. It's actually like a dodge. If you go with this, you perform a sideways dodge. You could do it in any direction. It's really fun to do. And that's wind. Next up, we got a pretty controversial ability. We got laser. Now, laser being 42,000 credits, oddly enough, but shoot a long laser towards the direction your character is facing. Well, as it seems pretty simple, it is actually that pretty simple. You literally just shoot a laser in one direction, and the laser deals damage for whoever steps in it. It doesn't tell you that it does damage, but it does. I'll just show you what it actually does. Now, laser is a pretty self-explanatory ability. You summon a laser that does damage, but of course the description doesn't say that. It just says summon a laser in front of you. So we have Hema here to demonstrate what it does. The laser has, I think, infinite range, so it will slowly okay. That wasn't even slowly, that was actually pretty fast. It killed Hema in like, I think I'd say about 2-3 seconds. Would you say that, Shadow? That was like 2-3 seconds, I think. If I was counting, then it would probably make sense, but it rapidly does damage, and you could still walk through it. It won't instantly kill you, but it does pretty fast damage, and that is pretty much a laser. Last but not least, we have claws, and the reason why this is the last one is because Chain and Spider, I will be adding that into a different video. So we're ending off with claw. This is the last one, guys, and this turns out to be one of my favorite abilities. Claws being an astonishing 40k credits, you are able to lifesteal, perform a dash, and attack at the same time. Now, when you land a attack, you perform lifesteal, which gives you back life, and when you attack, it also performs a dash. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just gonna show you what it does and tell you how much it heals and a way to survive. Now, Claw has the ability to perform an attack and lifesteal, also a dash, which is pretty good. It's actually one of my favorite abilities too. Now, the Claw, when landing or swinging, actually inflicts fear, which kind of stuns nearby enemies, which I'll perform right now. And I accidentally collided them. Now, I'm gonna show you how much Claw heals by having my assistant shoot me here. Now, as you see, I'm bleeding and I'm at like 45, so it healed me from 40 to 63. I'm from 45 to 63, so that's about like 20 something. So it's all right. It's like 23. And in order to survive a shot, I think you need to be at least like 60, 65, or 70. So you probably have to like land 2 claws. And okay, I'm gonna need my assistant to stand right over here for me. And as for the fear debuff, it will inflict to nearby players if you swing near them, making them stunned, unable to shoot, and walk away. And that is Claw. Alright, to wrap up this video, I want to thank Shadow, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make a quick video about every single small detail about every single vampire ability in Vampire Hunters 2 Remake, since you know, some people need some help on how to, you know, how to figure out what each ability does, and this video shows exactly what. Like, maybe you might need help on which ability to buy, or you don't know what to buy and what to test out. And this video is a good representation of just that. And I want to thank my little assistant here again, Shadow, for helping me record this video. Almost half, basically majority of the video actually. And
don't forget to check out the description below for timestamps again. I'll have my Discord server, maybe my Discord server in the description below if you want to join that too. And this is another map I made. I just wanted to preview some stuff I made. This isn't for Vampire Hunters, but yeah, this is just a fun little gimmick. And I'll be making more videos about this game and other Roblox games soon. Just make sure to leave a comment about what you like the most. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.